Joining me now from Los Angeles, actor and producer who recently showed his support for President Trump, Isaiah Washington. Isaiah, you're risking it all here, not by coming on this program, well, maybe a little bit, but certainly by coming out in Hollywood in favor of the President of the United States. And you know what this means, Isaiah? It means that you're not going to be on Cher's Christmas card list this year.
You never know, Graham. First of all, thank you for this opportunity. Hopefully I have a little bit more time than I had on Fox recently, so I can actually let the American people know exactly what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. I look at this pretty much as my scholar's mate. I want to be able to put people in check in 4 moves, and everything has been a strategy from the very beginning. I realized that all I ever wanted to do was just be of service. That's who I am. In my DNA. I'm a protector and a liberator since I'm 5 years old, defending my mom from domestic violence. So I don't know how to not engage and not be of service. Being in the military, I'm a human being like everyone else. And I think like every other human being and father, as you get older, you tend to get more and more conservative without really knowing it. And something really big happened, I think, in terms of fate. I was put on a national stage simply supporting 45 for criminal justice reform in the First Step Act.
And back in April, you sent out a fateful tweet. I guess we can call it fateful now. That basically said you voted for 44 twice. That would be Barack Obama, and he didn't really show you much attention, much love. But then suddenly, 45, Donald Trump comes into the White House, and look, you're on the radar.
And I want to be clear. I can get to the White House with my organization that's 10 years old, headed by the executive director, Steve Ross, the Artists and Athletes Alliance. I help him put that together. I'm a strategist. I love it. I love building things from the bottom up. How I got into that really was a tweet on April Fool's Day. It was on April 1st. It really was a tweet of irony. I didn't think anyone was really listening. You know what I mean? I didn't know that Nipsey Hussle, who had really been working on opportunity zones right here in Crenshaw, doing it essentially parallel exactly what 45 is doing today. So I am really a person here based on a series of ironies, and I really, and fate. When I realized that I was put out there to be utilized to make one person look bad because I happen to be African American, then I realized, okay, that's just how the media plays. But I realized I have an opportunity here. And the first thing I did is sat down and go, wow, how did I get here on April 2nd? How did I get on the national thing here? And since I'm here, I want to turn this controversy into something positive. I reached out to other conservatives that I started DMing with on Twitter, and one of which was Aja Smith, who is now a veteran, like I am. I got her on the phone when I was in Atlanta, and we had about almost a 2-hour conversation. And I asked her, what is it that you need? What can we do, particularly in California? I'm a Californian. We have some serious attacks. I mean, I live in a state where you have a governor that has put a ban on individuals being able to vote for the president of the United States.
Right.
That is insanity to me. That has nothing to do with the Constitution.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, there's a ban on helping, well, not a ban on helping police, but now it's perfectly fine to not help your police officer who maybe needs some help. What kind of a message is that sending to people and young people in California? Don't help police.
I'm not going to get into that whole socialist and capitalist and that rhetoric. The thing that I really are strong about is that I figure like when I got off the phone with Aja Smith, she introduced me to a young lady who I think is a force to be reckoned with by the name of Corinne Rankin. Corinne Rankin, actually, we had another 2-hour conversation. This was about 5 months ago. And we decided that, or I encouraged her to put together a new organization called the Legacy Republican Alliance, which follows the principles of Frederick Douglass, which I'm very excited about, which goes back to the conception of the Republican Party. I think many of us, many Americans, all immigrants, shapes, sizes, have the same conservative views. I think there are a lot of individuals out there that just don't know where to go. So when Brandon Strzok reached out to me, I said, okay, when I put up a hashtag walkaway, a friend of mine named Jackie Coker that I went to Sierra Leone with, she's a Sierra Leonean immigrant. Their family's an immigrant there on the DMV, or what we call Washington, D.C. She told me that, wow, I was upset about the media attacking me for doing something good. So she said, you should look into Blexit or you should look into walk away. Graham, I didn't know what the heck that was. I just realized I'm sick and tired of the media throwing mud on my name when I'm simply trying to be of service.
Right.
Reminding my-
And isn't that what it's all about? You're trying to be of service. You're trying to be of service to your neighbors. You're probably trying to be of service to your family. You're trying to be a leader. But that's what it's about. That's about giving back. It's about an individual giving back to his or her community in the name of the United States Constitution. And this is where the Democrat Party has made the wrong turn, in my opinion. They've just become completely unmoored with our life, our liberty, and our happiness is what's enumerated in our founding documents.
You know, you're absolutely right, Graham. The Democratic Party, I'm 56 years. Well, I just turned 55 twice this year, but no, I'm 56 years old, and obviously in the last 50 years in my research, I began in the last 5 months to do some, serious research on what's really going on between, and after having a conversation with Walk Away leader and founder Brandon Strzok, and also Angela Stanton King, who I met at the White House, who was incarcerated, who's created the American King Foundation, is doing extraordinary work, helping returning citizens that are formerly incarcerated actually get jobs on the Labor Department in Alaska. I mean, I don't understand why people like Brandon Strzok and Angela Stanton King and Bruce Lavelle and Pastor Darrell Scott, who have been at the forefront of supporting 45 from the onset when it was extremely difficult. And I, as an observer and as an artist who've been through that pain of being accused of something that I did not do, and that narrative, toxic narrative, is still there on the internet, I feel like I'm running like a wolf running parallel with 45. It's really interesting. A man literally just flew over my house.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.